You have, as you said, tell me about your experience. You've protected every president.
It's interesting, Brad, when you think about it. Since I joined the police department, Washington, D.C. Police Department in 1990, in 1991, President Carter came to the 6th District. He was former President Carter, helping the Habitat for Humanity. And that's when I first did my introduction to Secret Service. I helped the Secret Service detail and protect the scene there. We had Queen Elizabeth come just short distance later. And now I've protected, Jimmy Carter, Bush 43, Clinton, Obama, Biden, Trump. So it's been an interesting career.
So, when you are in those moments of protecting the president of the United States or a candidate for president or a former president, what is the feeling like for law enforcement, for Secret Service, for those people doing the job?
So whether it's a presidential detail, a candidate, a head of state, they take a very much of a team approach. Secret Service puts a lead security plan together. They pull together your state and locals, and we did it. Literally, I've been on probably hundreds of presidential or protective details, and they develop a team approach where everybody has their role and responsibility in the security of that individual. They look at it in a perimeter fashion. Secret Service has, the direct envelope right around the individual. And then as it goes out from there, they incorporate the state and locals to help provide additional rings of security around the event and the person.
All right. So then you go to the Capitol Police, where you are essentially a Secret Service. I mean, you're both, right? You're doing speeding tickets, but you've got details that are very much Secret Service like, right? Speaker, President, Majority Leader, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. You have the leadership details very much set up like a full service police department with everything from dignitary protection, which is who handles those details, all the way to the traffic cop.
All right. Yeah. You've also been there when things have gone south. So, tell me about the reaction for the both at the command level and those guys that we saw swarm. I mean, how quickly does it kick in? How
So
quickly
it
does
kicks
it
in
kick in? Oh, we got a problem.
It kicks in real quickly, and that's going to be one of the things I know they're going to look at. Think about it. We're only 16 hours since this incident occurred, so they're going to be looking at communications. The big thing is you got a problem if you've got all these different people involved. How is that message going out? So you take it back to June 14th, 2017. I'd only been with the Capitol Police for a short time as their assistant chief of operations, and we have the shooting down in Alexandria, Virginia. Absolutely, again, a politically targeted act of violence. Um, which ultimately came out in the investigation. But we get the quick notifications. We had a detail on the scene. That information went out real quickly, both through 911 calls to the local Alexandria, and they responded quickly, as well as from the detail on the scene back up to the hill to our command center that's operational 24/7, and additional resources coming down there. So quick notifications went out, and a coordinated response came back. And it's interesting because we didn't only have the response down to the baseball field. We knew we were going to be having some people that are still under protection heading to hospitals. So we also had a set of details of local hospitals.
Yeah, back to Alexandria. I mean, your guys took the threat down, right? They engaged. Um, what do you say about what you saw based on your experience and what your people did about what you saw last night with how the Secret Service responded? Tell me about those people.
Again, I will tell you, my opportunity to work around the Secret Service, the men and women of the Secret Service are extremely dedicated and hardworking. And like I said, we're 16 hours since this event occurred, so there's a lot of people looking at this, and they're going to be some of their harshest critics. So they're going to come in and look at it. But the big thing is, where was everyone positioned? How was the response? We did our own after action to make ourselves better. They'll be looking at everything from communications to who had eyes on some of these vantage points. I can tell you, having worked in Washington D.C., a roof latch doesn't open without Secret Service knowing about it around the White House. I'm surprised, with a roof. I think that was the closest rooftop to the event that they probably didn't have somebody on it, and who knows what's going to come out. Again, they're going to do a complete after action and study it, but really finding out where everybody was, what their roles and responsibility and how quickly they coordinated, and what were some of the issues. You're seeing some videos come out where people are yelling gun 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 before you even have the first gunfire happen. Was that information somehow being communicated anyway back to the incident command post? Those are going to be things that they need to find out answers to real quickly.
So I've been to so many of these things, and you see, it's always eye-catching when you see the snipers set up, right? They appear and they come and they set up. I mean, I guess this proof. Tell me what those guys are doing up there. I mean, because I'm sure you've ordered them into position as well, right? With Capitol Police.
Oh yeah, we have our own counter sniper teams that we deploy. If you go down to the White House on any given day, you look up and you're going to see counter snipers on their rooftops. They're up there specifically for that reason. They will know every rooftop that's in the area. They will know every vantage point that a sniper could have. Their job is to look for the sniper. The people down in the crowd, the people up close, they're the ones looking for the handgun threat, the close up threat, a edged weapon threat. But those counter snipers are exactly what they're called, counter snipers. They're up there looking, and they have the high-powered binoculars. They're up there looking specifically for any suspicious activity on rooftops. I've done 5 inaugurations. I can tell you, whenever we have a presidential speech or the swearing in of a president on the west front of the Capitol or an inaugural parade, we have people on every single rooftop. Secret Service has people on every single rooftop, and they will pair up with local law enforcement. MPD, we'd pair with them. So their job is to analyze, even before an event, where could be any vantage point for snipers and to pay particular attention to those locations.
Um, so we've seen the video now. It looks like I timed it this morning. From the shooter's shots to what seems to be the sniper shot is roughly 10 seconds, 10 and a half seconds, something like that. I mean, I guess that if the sniper even spotted him, you've got to figure out, is this guy a threat or is he just a fan, right? Before he pulls the trigger. Sniper.
Well,
Threat
yeah,
identification. Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say it gets even more complicated than that. A fan, you already have big concerns if you have a fan on a rooftop. Your big concern is could it be another one of your law enforcement team? So you don't know what they're going through to analyze that. But when you think about it, you hear the shots, and it's almost 8 very distinctive shots that you hear come from one caliber. And then, like you said, a couple of seconds later, you hear another distinctive separate caliber, which appears to be the counter snipers taking out the neutralizing the threat. Again, they're looking around, they're analyzing. It looks like when you look at the video of where they are, the counter sniper team up on the top of that rooftop, it looks like they were absolutely trained specifically on that rooftop that where the assailant came from. So who knows what was going through their head, what they're analyzing, what communications they may have had. Again, that's all going to be critical to the investigations, both Secret Service, FBI, but more Secret Service for the after action. And now, it appears you're going to have the House of Representatives conducting their own investigation. So it's going to be critical to start looking at all the communications.
All right. One final thing. Secret Service, everybody out there, they're human beings. You did have an incident at Arlington, and then you had January 6th. What are they feeling failure right now? Or are they feeling success because they protect? I mean, what's the human for these protectors? And gosh, you see the two women and they shield them and they put their bodies in front. We see all that stuff, but what's the feeling? What's the emotion?
They're probably going through a tremendous amount of emotion. Trust me, I can tell you that. And for them, their level of success is not having a protectee injured or even worse. So I don't think they're looking at this as success. They're looking at ways to prevent things from like this happening in the future and ways to address it. When you have a protectee that gets injured, that's absolutely an issue they have to address. So I can tell you from the top all the way down to the agents in the field. They're all taking this extremely seriously. I suspect many of them didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I suspect their headquarters down on 8th Street is probably packed right now as they're trying to analyze what happened.
One final thing, just what's your overall take? My buddy Pat Collins always said, "What do you make of this?" I always say, "What's in your heart about it?" What's in your heart about what we've all witnessed here?
Good man, Pat Collins. I'll tell you, my take is we are an extremely divided country. We have to find some way to get beyond this and start acting like adults, and deal with our differences in a collegial, congressional fashion. It just doesn't seem like we can come together anymore. It's always, this side bad, and it's always name calling, stuff like that. We're better than that. My takeaway from this is, it's time, to get our stuff together, and move this country forward like it needs to be.
Thank you very, very